How far can $1 million get you in every suburb around Indianapolis? I'm Evan Deal with the Lead Icon team and eXp Realty, and this is Living in Indianapolis, Indiana. On today's episode, we're going to go all around the Circle City and look with $1 million in hand what kind of houses we can get in every suburb. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, leave a like on this video. If you like $1 million, leave a like on this video. Hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you're kept in the loop on everything happening in and around the Circle City. That's Indianapolis, this place we love and call home. Now let's get into it. Well, congratulations. If you didn't know it, you're a millionaire. And if you're not really a millionaire, you can pretend to be one for this video. And let's enjoy it together, because we're going to take that $1 million and look all around Indianapolis at what kind of houses you can afford, what you're going to be able to get in every different suburb. And you're going to find out not all suburbs you get the same thing for it. So stay tuned until the end. All right, let's look at the map. So if we dive into what's on market, well, let's take a look here at the criteria. So what we're doing is we are specifically looking at residential properties. I want to start out with that because there are commercial properties you can buy in this price range for sure. Even some with, a lot of units in them. So you have single family residential. I also included condos, townhomes, farms, if anything pops up in there. We're only looking at actives on the market for sale and price range $900,000 to $1.1 million, aka $1 million. Because there's not that much that's right on the money with it. So here is our Indianapolis area. And within this, we don't need our filters anymore. Get these out of here. Within this, you are going to start to see some clusters. And this is what I want you to pay special attention to during this video, because you are going to see that $1 million carries different weight and different opportunities in different communities. So if we look at this, look at the coloration here. You see bright yellow up here on the north side. And why is that? You have a lot of higher priced communities on the north side. Carmel, Zionsville, Geist, parts of Westfield. We'll dive into it, but there are larger clusters up there of more expensive homes. And you have a higher average price point in those areas. And then what do we see out east? Fewer opportunities. Out west, a little more, but still fewer than the north side. And then there's some on the south, and those are going to be clustered too. So let's dive into it. I don't want to start up north though, because finding $1 million homes in Carmel or Zionsville is really, really straightforward. There are a lot of communities built with that in mind. So let's look at some of the other opportunities around the city, because this is really cool. So my millionaire friend, and I'm glad I've made you my millionaire friend. This is fantastic. Let's look at these great homes together. So let's dive out east, because the east is more sparsely populated in Indianapolis than the northwest or south. We've got smaller communities. McCordsville, which if you watch this channel, I'm all about McCordsville. I'm crazy about it. New Pal's further south. Greenfield a little bit further out. These are smaller places than you're going to find on the north side, on the south side. So what can we get for $1 million? Not seeing a whole lot out here. There's a lot of farmland out here, and smaller homes. Here's our first one, 975. Look at this. 3 beds, 1 bath, 1,600 square feet. What's going on here? Let's dive into it. So, built 1915. Here's the kicker. Farm with residence. So what you're paying for here is the farmland. You're not paying $1 million for the residence. You are looking at the farmland, so maybe an income opportunity. Oh yeah, check that out. Nice. Lots of great land there. And that's what you see out east. You see a ton of land opportunities. If you're looking to spread out, get some farmland, it's a good option. All right, where are we now? 1.1 million, and we are in New Pal. This is going to be probably one of the most expensive houses in New Pal. Built 2004. It looks like it's listed just over $1 million. So 5 bed, 4.5 baths. Ooh. Do you see the square footage? We are up to nearly 7,000 square feet. That's a good size house right there. Beautiful brick, 3-car garage, got the side loader, good stuff. Yeah, gorgeous house. So you can see this is giving you a nice big house. You know, it built 2004, so a little bit older on the features side, and that's okay. It's really stately looking. It's a cool looking house. So that's pretty much what we have out east. You know, we got one in that has a Fountain Town address as well. 5-bed, 3.5 bath, only 3,700 square feet, but built in 2022. So let's see what we're looking at here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. We are actually going to look at our acreage. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Almost 27 acres. So once again, what I say there was out east, land. If you love land, let's look out east together. I love land too. Land's the best, man. You can't move the land. You know that? You got to find that perfect parcel. So you can see there's some nice updated features in the home. It's a decent size home for sure. You know, what I say, 37? Yeah, 3,700 square feet. But what you're paying for here is that huge parcel. So partially wooded. That's pretty awesome. You can't grow or build land. I guess you can grow trees on land. You can't grow the land itself. So that's what we're looking at out east. Those kind of small clusters. All right, let's keep going. Let's go clockwise. You with me? All right, my millionaire friend. Let's go south. And what did I say down here? I said you are going to find these clustered in the same place. Now, before I continue, keep in mind there may be things that are more expensive in these areas. You may see $2 million, $5 million. You may see things that are just outside the price range, $850,000. We are looking at the $1 million range. What can 1 million get us? So just keep that in mind. There may be more that are a little bit outside this range. So, in the south side, where are you going to see these types of homes clustered? Two places mostly, and they're right next to each other. Center Grove and Bargersville. This is typically where you're going to see this price range of homes down on the south side. That's not to say you will never find any in Whiteland or Greenwood, but even Franklin. But typically, that's where you're going to see more of them in the Center Grove area and Bargersville. Bargersville is really on the come up. It's really developing. It's got a super cool downtown, and there are actually dedicated like luxury, custom new build communities in Bargersville, and we've actually featured them in the past on the Elite Icon Team channel. But check this out. So we're in Greenwood, and Center Grove has Greenwood addresses. Center Grove is not. There's no actual city called Center Grove. So you're going to see them with Greenwood addresses. So we're in Water's Edge subdivision, 1.1 million, dropped a little bit, just over $1 million. So it fits in our price range. Look at this gorgeous house. I got so excited I didn't even look at it. 4,700 square feet, 4 and I guess that'd be, is it 5 baths or 4 and 2? What do you call when you have 2 half baths? That's pretty cool. We'll call it, yeah, it's like 6 baths almost. So built 2020, so relatively new house. And you know what? I want to look up the acreage. So acres, 0.66 acre, not a huge lot here, but a really good size house. And check it out. I mean, this is a beautiful new home. It's a nice lot. You know, two-thirds of an acre is really good for most subdivisions in and around Indianapolis. But when we're looking at the those new like farmland and forest lots, it seems smaller, but it's a good sized lot. So check out, man, this house is beautiful. So you're going to see a lot of houses like this in Center Grove. I'm not saying exactly like this house. I'm just saying the quality of this house. So this is what $1 million is getting you. Technically just over $1 million. So if our budget is 1, we need that extra, 50,000. Maybe we negotiate together, my millionaire friend. Let's negotiate that down and fit it in the budget. So gorgeous, big kitchen, giant island. I love islands. If you watch the shorts on this channel, you know that I love islands. We feature them all the time. Oh, my friend, pot filler. I love pot fillers. Do you know the pot filler? If you're in the $1 million price bracket, I guarantee you know the pot filler, or at least you're curious about it. So when you're making pasta, or maybe you're making macaroni or something, whatever you need that needs water in a pot, that's what the pot filler's for. So you don't have to take your giant pot from the sink, finagle it around, dump your water all over your floor, curse a little bit, get a towel, clean it up, slosh a little bit more water, hang your head in despair. No, you put it on the stove, you fill it up right from the pot or from the tap. It's really nice, and you'll see them in luxury kitchens. Got the farmhouse sink. Alrighty, cool. Beautiful home. So you can see you're getting a good size home, not the biggest home that we've seen so far. All right, I gotta pick it up a little bit. We got a lot of places to go to. Here, we are in Franklin. We are in Franklin. So, must be on the outskirts of Franklin. So 4 and 4, 3,400 square feet. You say, man, doesn't that seem expensive relative to what we've been looking at? Let's look at the acreage. 11.5 beautiful acres. So that you can see the balance. Big house versus big land. And I mean, it's not a small house, 3,400 square feet, 1993, but this is another great example of a huge, beautiful parcel of land. Look how green that is. It's gorgeous. 11 acres, nice home, but the main part of the price coming from the land. All right, we got one more down here. Might as well look, because this one's actually in Bargersville. So technically we saw 3 different communities there, even though all of these houses are, within a few minutes of each other. So we got Aberdeen. You remember I was mentioning the custom luxury communities? Yeah, Aberdeen, very nice homes. Still lots available in Aberdeen, and I believe there's some pre-built options as well. They're really, really gorgeous community. So 982, and they do have some ranches here, which is what we're looking at here. So you can see this beautiful side loading garage. We're not looking inside. Because it's not built yet, but you can build it. So do you want to build it? Let's build this home together. It's gorgeous. So you can see different options. Actually, what's the size of that lot? Did you see it? I wasn't even looking. I got too excited. 2,200 square feet. So you can see it's a smaller house, but it is a luxury ranch that's proposed to be built. And so, there's selections to be made. So over half an acre, good stuff. All right. Perhaps I lingered in the south side too long, but really interesting things there. You can see early on here, we're looking at land versus amenities in the house. All right, hang with me. We're working our way north. Oh, what's this? We're on the west side, but once again, we're not seeing a ton here. We're not seeing a ton clustered here. So we saw just a few options on the east, 3 options on the south, and now we're looking out west. I'm not seeing a ton of options here. There's a little bit. We can go all the way out here, Clayton. You look at it, you say, oh, what do those stats mean? Those stats mean we're going to look at the acreage. 27.5 acres. Oh, man. That's awesome. I want 27.5 acres. It's beautiful. All right, let's dive into it. We got 950 Avon address. I actually saw this one earlier, and I was a little confused by it. So 6.71 acres, and really there's not much to the structures. 2,400 square feet, 2 beds, 1 bath. I was a little confused by this one. Let's take a look. We'll dive into it. So there must be some hidden features here. You got some barns, so there may be more to it than meets the eye. But it looks like mostly a land opportunity. And then in Brownsburg, whoa, they're not hiding it. This is a land opportunity. Look at that massive parcel. Beautiful woods. All right, 71 photos. Nice. That's I bet it's got the drone shots. All right, this one's at 939 and 4 bed, 3.5 bath. 1965, a little bit of an older home, and you can see it looks like, whoa, a deer. Hey, if you haven't seen our deadliest animal video, check it out right after this one. Don't leave this video. Just watch that one later. It's a good one. All right, 14-acre. In Brownsburg schools, that's where the price is coming from. Brownsburg, according to the school rankings, you look at niche.com, usually very highly ranked schools for Brownsburg. So the parcels tend to go up a bit in price as people are looking in the area. All right. Wow. So if you've heard me talk about each of the individual communities, watch through the videos on this channel. If you're looking to learn the areas of Indianapolis, I talk about where you see luxury homes typically built, where you don't see luxury homes typically built. And what you can see is that for most of the areas of Indianapolis, these areas, you have land opportunities, you have custom opportunities. And like I said, we're looking at the 1 million specific price range. You may have places that are higher than that, or just a hair lower. You may have really nice high-end homes in each one of these communities. In fact, I can tell you that that is the case in pretty much all of them. Of the more developed, bigger suburbs. However, we are specifically looking at this 1 million range as a good average to show you where these types of homes what you would consider a luxury home are clustered. If you're looking in the 700,000, 900,000 range, typically these are considered high-end homes. It really depends on your area of the country, but in Indianapolis, these are considered high-end. If you're moving into sort of true luxury, it tends to start in the $1 million+ range. And so that's why I want to show you what you can get for that $1 million. If you're not building yourself, maybe you've got a great building plan and you are good to go for that $1 million. But for existing structures, where you are going to find most of these is on the north side of Indianapolis and some inside. So we're focusing on the suburbs today. I'm going to give you a quick, just a little peek in the city, because there's several. So there's a lot of really higher end and luxury communities throughout Meridian, Kessler. You're actually going to see more expensive homes than this in many of these areas. The homes in Williams Creek are typically very higher on the price point side of things. You see, I'm gonna go downtown, cruising through the alley. All right, we have oh man, my map's going crazy today. Sorry, y'all. All right, you got Mass Ave. That's very active area. You have Million on Park Avenue. It just depends. It depends on where it's located, what it's zoned for. So you're going to see a lot of different options downtown. Some have been refurbished, but we're not here to look too much downtown today. We are looking, because it's a different price structure, a different area than a lot of what the suburbs provide in terms of how the lots are laid out, what kind of variety you're going to see. So we are going to move on to the northern suburbs of Indianapolis, and this is where you're going to see the highest clusters. So let's go over to Zionsville. And you may say, Evan, you've told me that Zionsville is a luxury community. Why are there not more in Zionsville? I'll tell you why. Because most of the luxury homes in Zionsville are more expensive than $1 million. So you see a lot of custom builds throughout Zionsville with big lots, well-developed communities like Holiday Farms, or you may have totally, custom out in the country. You've got a beautiful, gorgeous land parcel with many acres. That's what you see in Boone County. And Zionsville, that's how it's developed. It is really, like, average price point wise, it's like the highest place around Indianapolis. Zionsville and Carmel are both in that luxury level range typically, when you're looking at where the highest end homes sit. Highest end homes? I can talk. Sit around Indy. So we're looking at this one, $975. It's actually on Poplar Street. Cool, kind of mid-century modern looking roof there. Obviously, very updated, very cool looking. White and black, still in a lot of designing trends. So you see that very often. It was really hot a few years ago, but you still see it in a lot of homes. So obviously, very nice looking home. But what's the caveat here? Have you seen it? Did you notice it when I pulled this up? It's a 3-and-3, only 1,700 square feet. That's what I'm talking about. There are a lot of big, beautiful homes in Zionsville. This is a beautiful home, but I would not consider it a big home at 1,700 square feet. So what you get for your $1 million in Center Grove, or in that land parcel we saw in New Pal, you're getting bigger homes than maybe what you could get here. It's location is the constant refrain in real estate, and it really does change how much the same home or a similar home is going to cost. Now we have another opportunity here in Austin Oaks. This is $980,000, and now we're getting a little bigger. So 5 beds, 5 baths, 5,600 square feet, and this home is a bit older, so 1999. And let's take a look. Stately home, gorgeous. They paid for a good photography set. It looks like those were some nice pictures outside. But you can see on the inside, it looks nice, but it's not that brand new type of finish where you see everything's been updated. So you can see we're in Zionsville. It's a decent sized home, but not everything has been updated to total luxury, modern 2025 finishes. And that's okay. That may not be your style, but I just wanted to point it out. Let's zoom in a little bit more. We're still in Zionsville. Here, wow. Things are so expensive in Zionsville, they will sell you a drawing of a house for $1 million. No, I'm just kidding. You can build this house. But this is a similar property, not an exact match, I should say so. I mean, look at it looks like a castle, and that looks like a house, you know, a nice house, but definitely different styles there. So these are just from a similar house, kind of a similar floor plan, but you can build that house for $1 million or pay for that beautiful looking painting, I guess. You have Abney Highland Drive. We are in Abney Glen. So this one's just under our budget of $1 million, 5,900 square feet. So West Carmel. We are in Hamilton County now, so we actually moved a little bit east. I tricked myself there. So we moved out of Boone County, and we are in Hamilton County, which is where we are going to hang out for probably the rest of this video because there's a lot to look at. All right. So you can see, 2012, it hasn't been, fully like renovated to 2025. It's a nice looking home. All right. Let me zoom out, pick up the pace a little. You say, Evan, no, slow down. I love looking at these homes. Well, that's okay because we can look at them together. All right. We've got 1.1 million in Carmel, 7,000 square feet. All right. Now we're talking. I'm feeling like I'm getting my $1 million budget. 6 bed, 5 baths, built 1993. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Looks really cool on the outside. Looks like they got a gorilla goal. Sidebar, I recommend American Eagle goals. So I was at Family Leisure after we built our last house, and I was going to get a gorilla because it was my childhood dream because I never had a glass backboard. But he said, hey man, there is an Indiana-based company called American Eagle, and they actually have double supports that go out, and it makes the board even more stable. And I was like, really? And it's the best basketball goal I've ever had in a driveway. And it's honestly the nicest looking one I've seen in anyone's driveway. In a lot of luxury communities, you see a lot of gorilla, and I don't even think they look as nice. So little pro tip, if you're in Indiana and you want to support a Hoosier company, that makes a great product. All right, check it out. It is a nice goal they have there though. Very stately house, very big house, but you can see some of the features are more from the time period of when it was built. So if you are looking for that brand new feel, updating that house, 7,000 square feet, you might want to factor that into your budget. And that's going to take us over because we're already at 1.1 with this one. It is a nice looking house. It's in Woodfield. All right, let's dive down. I'm not ready to go to Fishers yet. I knew I went too far over. All right, we're actually going to pop up to Westfield. You can see a little cluster here. We got 950, only 2,400 square feet. Only 2,400 square feet, but let's look at it. This is a cool looking. What? What did they just do? Virtual rendering of potential upgrades to the current property. Virtual rendering of the estate style new build. Oh, they got different homes on here. What are we doing here? You know what? Let me take a look at this. I have actually shown this home before, and it is a super cool home. So the main draw here is the land. It's definitely an older home here, but we looked at land opportunities on the east and south sides. Same thing here. That home is actually really cool. I've been to it. It's an older home. So let's take a look. We're at 950. What's going on here? 1,400 square feet, 3 beds, 1 bath. What's the deal here? All right, let's look at our acreage. That's our giveaway, right? Acre. Less than a quarter. What are we talking about here? In downtown Westfield. Okay. They're selling it for development. I see what they're doing. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't work for our residential purposes. I'm pretty sure that's what both of these are. Yep. Hey, this is a good sidebar. We have talked about on this channel how downtown Westfield is developing. Look at that. Those are smaller parcels in downtown Westfield with homes that they're basically advertising, hey, if this is a corner lot in downtown Westfield, what they're saying is be a part of the action. Whether they're, maybe they get a rezone for commercial, maybe they build, a really, fancy living situation on that parcel. But 950,000, that shows you how the development in Westfield is going. All right. Let's scroll back down to Carmel. Honestly, not too much in Carmel. And the reason being, do you see anything in downtown Carmel? Because I don't. So the reason being is the prices in Carmel just keep going up. So if we were looking maybe a little bit lower or maybe a little bit higher, you'd see it. And it depends on the community in Carmel. But Carmel has, I think, the highest or second highest like average price point of any city in Indiana, and it's like the 6th biggest city, I believe. So all right, we got Mill Ridge Drive, 1.1 million, and here we have the Reserve at Spring Mill. Actually, we're in Indianapolis. We're a little bit south of Carmel here. We're kind of in the general vicinity, but you can see 1.1 million. Very different style house than we've looked at. Not as up to date as some of the other ones. It does have nice stately features in it, and we've seen that in a few. But you know what we haven't seen is that like crazy luxury new build, and that's because those all cost more than $1 million now. That is the way that the housing market's gone in Indianapolis. It's been a hot housing market for the last few years. I would say there are fewer buyers now than there have been in the past. So if you are a buyer, it can be a good time to have less competition for homes that you're looking for, potential wiggle room with negotiations. But keep that in mind, because if you're looking for that elite 2025 brand new off the line 7,000 square foot luxury build, you're looking in most places around Indianapolis, you're probably looking at more than $1 million, because we're looking at everything right now and we have not come across one yet. So Morgan Drive and Fishers, we're looking at brand new, greatest in design and build spec home, available now in downtown Fishers' hottest neighborhood. It said, that's their words, not mine. The South Village of Nickel Plate. So let's check it out. We've got the front exterior, kind of funky and modern looking. Ooh, looks really nicely done on the inside. Very cool. Very, very cool. Very sleek. Good size island. You know I love an island. All right. 939,000. I'm going to guess that the parcel is not huge with where it's located. Yeah, it says 0.09. So yeah, smaller parcel, smaller house, downtown Fishers. That's what's driving the price. Location, location, location. So what have we seen that has driven our price? It's either the location, the size of house, or the size of lot, or some combination of all three. But that is what's driving price, and also proximity to other similar homes. All right, Fishers. Did you notice we had like one? I know it says 4, but I mean I can pop these up, but it's, you know, we're talking units here. But we're looking at houses. So 1 in Fishers. The other one's over here. All right, let me zoom out a little so I can show you. Noblesville, Cicero. Yeah, this one's in Noblesville. We got 1 in Noblesville. Oh man, that's a nice looking house. Check it out. Ooh, like that gray brick. All right, beautiful. So, yep, stately. I'm gonna guess a little bit older. Yep, 2006, 4,900 square feet. Luxurious custom-built home. It's a golf course home. Jack Nicklaus signature Sagamore Golf Course. Very, very, very nice golf course. That's a kind of a luxury subdivision at Sagamore. So I think we mentioned that actually in the Noblesville video. So check it out if you want to live in Noblesville. And then on the reservoir side, Morse Reservoir side of Noblesville in North Harbor, we have another opportunity. We're going to look at more waterfront living here in just a second to wrap us up. So you can see what is driving this one. It's a good size parcel. It's a good size house. And it looks like it is right on Morse Reservoir up there. So 3,600 square feet, brick, 9,400. All right. Cicero has some as well. You know, we haven't talked about Cicero too much yet on the channel, but it's the other half of Morse Reservoir. So that's what's driving the price here. You've got beautiful waterfront living, private docks, really good stuff. And one of the cool things about reservoir homes is that they are unassuming in the front and huge in the back to give you all those beautiful water views. So if you want to live on the reservoir in a good size home, any of the reservoirs, $1 million can get you there. All right. What have I said before about Fishers? This is the last area we're going to cover. What have I talked about Fishers? I say the luxury homes are all in Geist, more or less. There are a few scattered throughout other parts of Fishers, but the Geist district is where it's at. So 914,900. It's still being built. That's actually in McCordsville, which is just south of Fishers, but it's still right around Geist. Diamond Point Court, 5 bed, 4.5, 5,400 square feet. What you are going to notice about a lot of the homes on Geist is that they are older because Geist was developed, in the decades past. So a lot of the homes around the Geist area are older. There are still new opportunities. If you're looking to build new, you want waterfront living, you want luxury living, let me know. Let's go explore Cambridge together because there are still lots available there on Geist Reservoir, and the homes there are really cool looking. So you can see the home is a little bit older, but still nice looking. Here's another $1 million. Let me click into it. This one's in Timberstone, and you can see it's a good looking home. Ooh, I love that double entry. This one is a little bit newer style. I'm gonna guess it's not the biggest home. 5,900 square feet. Okay, I'm wrong. So 5,900 square feet, 5 bed, 4.5 baths. It's in Fishers, but I'm gonna guess. Let's take a look. It's back from the water, isn't it? Yup. So you can see this one's not sitting on the water. If that same house were on the water, you're hundreds of thousands of dollars more. You will see on all of the water lots, they are more expensive because it's a premium access. There's only so many of them. 999,000, 1,000K. That's a funny way of saying a million. It's probably not. Yeah, 999, 999. I'm always confused when people do that. But 3.5, 4,200. It's a smaller home, but it's on the water. All right, let's dive in over here as well. We have 1.1 million, 4.5, 5,300 square feet. This home looks real nice. Let's dive into it. This is in Anchorage, and I've told you everything in Geist is boat themed. Anchors. All right. Anyway, 5,300 square feet. It's a beautiful looking home. So you can see, oh, look at this. Steps away from Geist Reservoir, but it does not sit right on there. That's the key difference. But deeded boat dock. So you see houses around this like this around Geist as well, where you have the house, it sits back from the water, but it has a little pathway between the houses. You get out to your private dock. So if you don't want to spend the extra, $600,000 or whatever, it depends on the neighborhood and the house, to get actually on the water, there are houses like this that are a great alternative, which you're in the same community, you're right there, and you can walk down to your boat the same as anyone else can. So the private docks are really cool. You can also park your boat at the marina. There's the Indianapolis Yacht Club, but the private docks are super cool for the homes in Geist. Some of them are shared, some of them are just on your parcel, depending on what you're looking for. If you want your waterfront living guide, check it out on our website, eliteiconteam.com. Anyway, all right, let's take a look up here and then we'll wrap it up. So 919, 918, we're a little bit further out now. We are in Fishers. These are the lakes at Grantham. These are new homes. So 2025, remember I mentioned you may not get that fully custom at 1 million. This is going to be a closer fit for that, where it's a newly designed home and you can build your home at the lakes of Grantham. There are cheaper homes, are less expensive homes, however you want to phrase it, in like the neighboring Grantham community as well. So there are different price tiers in that area. Shady Knoll, let me dive into it. We've got 6 beds, 5 baths, 5,200 square feet. Once again, a newer home. This is Woods at Thorpe Creek. We're still in Hamilton County. We can't leave Hamilton County. Very nice looking home, very new. But you can see with these homes, they're really nice looking, but they don't have like the over-the-top crazy custom features that just absolutely blow your mind. That is a different tier of a luxury build. What you see a lot is we're in this like 900,000 price range. You see that mixture of high-end and luxury features. And so I know it's been a long road to get here, but if you're with me, listen close. What you want in a home is attainable in the Indianapolis market. We have areas all across the city where you can build your $1 million home or where you can buy a $1 million home. What you get is going to vary by the community. So I wanted to show you exactly what to expect when you're looking in these areas. What's on the market right now in these areas. If you come in with $1 million budget and you're wanting to build on Geist Reservoir, a brand new gigantic home, 1 million is probably not going to do that. But there are options to buy on Geist Reservoir for that. or on Morse Reservoir. So if you're looking for that waterfront living, there's options. If you say, I'm ready to step into, a mansion in downtown Carmel, you saw it. There's nothing. There's nothing available in that $1 million specific price range for that currently on the market. But there are a lot of nice homes, and what you're going to get for your $1 million varies depending on where you're looking and what you're looking for. Look at the size of the land, look at the community it's in as well. Look at the location. Is it nearer to other homes of similar value? Because realtors are going to price their comps based on what's selling in the area. So you see some areas rise in value depending on demand. And what's the size and the feature set of the home? Does it have more space? We saw some that are 6,000, 7,000, and some in areas where there's higher demand that may be 3,500, 4,500 square feet. We saw the ranch down in Aberdeen in Bargersville that was significantly smaller than a lot of them, but the features were really luxurious for the one that you could build. There's a lot of options no matter what you're looking for around Indianapolis. So with that, I hope this was helpful. I hope we are ready to spend that $1 million together and find you the perfect home. Let me know below. All my contact information is there, what you're looking for. So with that, I'm Evan Deal with Elite Icon Team and eXp Realty. And before you go, leave a like on this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so that you're kept in the loop of everything happening in and around the Circle City, Indianapolis, this place that we love and call home. Can't wait to see you in the next one.